Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 50/50 Booking. And as we're starting this, I've literally just seen a question come up on a quiz show here, right? And it's literally, the question is, what is TNT used for, right? And there's four options, right? There's adhesive, an insulator, explosive, or a lubricant.
Lubricant.
And that voice you can hear is Kaylee, because Kaylee likes this, she has her pleasures every so often, and one of them is occasionally voicing her opinions on this show. So if you hear a disembodied voice at some point, it's not Aaron's alternate personality, it's just Kaylee.
Same difference, really, but you know.
True.
Although one of them looks much better in shorts than the other one. But anyway. Hi, Peanut! Hi, Peanut!
Oh, what is Peanut watching?
Just in case. Just in
Alright.
case.
If Peanut's watching, I love her. Well, even if she's not watching, I love her anyway. Obviously.
Well, if you two love each other that way, it could be an OnlyFans. But anyway.
Caring too much for colours. Oh shit, no, I'm not caring enough of colours.
I was going to say, yeah, you're plugging the wrong one. You're plugging his, not yours. Speaking of which, here's Aaron.
Hello. Hey T, welcome in.
Can we also just say how I get mentioned before you do?
Well, you responded to the TNT thing before he did, so yeah.
Always put the future wife first.
And that's the secret to a happy marriage right there, kiddies.
I'm sure it wasn't that lubricant explosive. Anyway.
Well, wouldn't that be an explosive lubricant? But anyhow.
Aww.
That makes a new meaning to the phrase popping candy.
You'd be a dynamic duo.
With Sillet Bang.
I'm Barry and this is Sillet Bang!
Do you ever think that they, like a dyslexic person, wrote the name of that and it's supposed to spell clit bang?
Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not dyslexic. Aaron.
I'm going to go and watch Grey's Anatomy now.
Okay.
Yeah. That's code for she's going to flick her bean to Grey's Anatomy.
I mean, Dr. McSteamy and Dr. McDreamy, you know.
So yes, that is what's going on. Aaron, on the other hand, is the reason why we are slightly late today, because Aaron didn't get to watch Halloween Havoc until literally it finished about like half an hour ago for him.
Yeah, about that. Bit disappointed with the last two matches, to be honest, out of all of it.
What'd you expect?
Yeah.
Kelly, don't flick your bean on the stream. I can hear you.
The stream went tits up in a hurry. Anyway.
Yeah. But obviously, that'll be the last thing we talk about, because chronologically, it was the last thing. So,
Yeah. Save the
does
worst till last, I suppose.
sorry?
Save the worst till last, I suppose.
Yeah. Otherwise, if we do it now, it's out of order, and that would be weird for particularly one of the other shows.
I mean, it wasn't the worst news for WWE as far as the ratings on Tuesday.
They lost.
Yeah. I know.
It could have been worse for them, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, it could have been so much worse. So Aaron is still obviously doing the charity for the month as well. So
That one up there. Care bags.
On the Twitch, says Care Bags. Link to that for YouTube, guys, is in the description below here. Aaron's Twitch and social media followers know how to find that stuff there. Aaron will not be on the show next week because he will be doing his Halloween Twitch stream. Yes.
Yeah, I still need to clarify. I still need to clarify the date that we're actually doing it. So I may be available. I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Okay. So the main point you guys should take from that is there's a Halloween stream.
Yeah. I really should push it a bit more on the social media side of things.
Yeah, definitely.
But I've just not had the time. I've been really busy.
Don't worry. I know the feeling. So, I was in Nottingham yesterday. So,
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because
Maybe
this one called me in the early afternoon. Just I'd finished with my clients.
It's quite a weird experience talking to you on the phone and not being able to actually see your face.
Well, that's the thing, because normally when we speak to each other, it's a video call.
Yeah, it's either that or we text. But I don't think I've ever phoned you before. Not since.
It's been a while. I think you've done it like once before, but it's not a common thing. So,
also kind of other reasons.
Yeah, I also generally don't like talking on the phone because I think it's a bit impersonal most of the time.
Yeah, I'm not.
Somebody you know anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. When most people get like a phone call from me, they know it's either urgent or I'm drunk.
Well, considering it was literally just about midday, so I figured there was a good chance you weren't drunk, and you don't normally call me, so that's the reason I answered.
Yeah.
So, because there's certain people, if they call me, then I will answer it if I can, because they usually don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the people I know better than to actually give me phone calls, because I normally can't answer them anyway.
Yeah.
Aaron literally just got lucky. Yeah, because when I'm with clients and stuff, the phone goes into do not disturb and good luck. Find the time when it's not in that mode generally, because it normally is most of the time.
Yeah.
And that, of course, includes the work number too. So, yeah, that's why I always tell people email or messages, because those I can check and respond to quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's always the fun thing. Anyway, we will start this week in WWE with Raw. We have 4 shows, of course, so we're going to try to get through them as quick as we can and see how that goes.
So Lashley started off this week's show, as we kind of guessed he would after what happened last week, calling out Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. And Brock Lesnar answered, not in ring gear, might I add, so he wasn't going to get the fight that we thought he was going to get. And, of course, it's been scheduled for Crown Jewel now instead. But these two went at it. Lesnar took control, but Bobby turned it around, sending Lesnar into the ring post face first, then speared Brock through the barricade. People tried to separate him, couldn't, and Bobby got loose and speared Lesnar again, and then put him through the announce table. This was an alright segment, but Lesnar was smiling at the end of this, and they actually showed him smiling, which was just kind of like, this dude's supposed to be a face. Why are we like getting like the demonic Brock from before?
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out that is Brock going to be wearing a shirt in Saudi? Because he got the big tattoo on his back. I mean, he didn't for the Reigns match in the steel cage, but like everybody else who has tattoos has to wear a shirt. So are they actually going to make him wear a shirt to be a face this time, or is it going to be?
You tell him.
No.
That's my answer to that question. You tell him.
So we then got a card reveal for the night's show as well, which was kind of needed because there was no like publications on Instagram or anything telling us what was actually going to happen in the show that night. I don't know whether or not social media took a day off, but there wasn't really anything telling us what was going to happen on Raw. So it was
yeah, there was a bunch of stuff which they had to lock in at the last minute. That's why there's no promotion, because they weren't quite sure what they were going to do when.
Yeah. So we got the OC ring debut, which they called it, but it was actually like an in-ring return. We got Miz versus Loomis, and lastly Riddle versus Rollins for the United States Championship. And this led to the OC's actual tag match after this segment.
Yeah,
And
that
then
tag
they
match,
had the first match against the Alpha Academy, which I thought was a good call, because I mean they're the resident tag team on Raw currently, really.
well, they're a good, decent team for them to have a match against. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, you can't really put them up against the Street Profits because one's on 1 foot at the minute. So
For all the teams on that show, that's probably the best one you could have had them be against.
and I mean, this is a heel team versus another heel team.
Yeah, I mean, technically, they're not really heels, but not faces either, meaning Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, which kind of makes it a little bit interesting, but not really.
So, I mean, it depends what you like, I guess. But I will go on record, because I don't mind saying this. I think they made a mistake going back.
Yeah, I could agree with you there.
Do I blame them for doing it? No.
Because money.
Yeah. You know,
But this looked interesting to me.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, as the match started, we kind of guessed that Judgment Day would arrive at some point as well, because of like the whole OC versus Judgment Day thingy-majiggy heading to a collision. But the match was okay. Anderson was in trouble early after the Academy. Gable took Anderson out. But once he made the tag, the end was in sight for the Academy after a magic killer. And Gable got pinned for the 1-2-3. As they celebrated, though, predictably, the Judgment Day showed up and challenged them to a 6-man at Crown Jewel.
And that's caused some problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those of you who are unaware of this, Crown Jewel's the same day as something else. And one of the OC happens to hold a title for a certain company.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I have a feeling that they're going to have Grimes step in as an honorary member while he goes to the Tokyo Dome because of what happened with NXT and everything and how well that went.
I was going to say, if they have him show up and not go and do that for New Japan, it's a big mistake.
Yeah. The Judgment Day got a nice firm "You suck" chant, which is nothing on you. Balor said that he made the club and he'd break the club, and yeah, the Crown Jewel thing happened. AJ accepted on behalf of the OC and said, "Let's just fight now unless you need your mother's permission," and pointed to Ripley. Dom then spoke up saying he'd make AJ run to SmackDown just like his father did. AJ just said he was a total piece of trash and he challenged Dominic to a match later on in the show. And AJ said he'd beat the piss out of him later, just like his father should have done.
I would point out that Ripley is the daddy, not the mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clarify that particular aspect. Considering what happens as a result of this, I'm sure you can guess my feelings on it.
In all fairness, I wasn't mad at it. It surprised me kind of. But I guess we'll get to that later.
I wasn't surprised by it. I just think it's dumb.
We then got a Lashley versus Rollins recap of like last week, Rollins winning the championship. This led to Rollins doing an in-ring promo segment wearing ridiculous zebra boots and a full red velvet suit. He opened by introducing himself as the US champ and told all the doubters to kiss his ass. He asked the supporters to sing his song and said his title run was going to be the greatest of all time. Said his first title defense against Riddle to expunge the mistake that happened at Extreme Rules, even though he tapped. But he said that he tapped out at Extreme Rules to preserve himself for his US title shot against Bobby Lashley.
At least that makes sense.
Yeah. But then he was interrupted by Mustafa Ali, who congratulated him on his new title and asked if he was going to credit Lesnar for his championship success, which I thought was a nice touch. And
He
then
ain't wrong, is he?
No, he kind of went back on his word and he went, "Oh, don't worry, I won't mention Lesnar." He said, Lashley said that Ali was next for a title shot, but things change, champions change, and but he wanted to make clear that his challenge stayed the same. He wanted Rollins for the US title, and Rollins answered with a question of his own: "Does he look like Lashley?" He told Ali to get to the back of the line. He said, "Stay or not, I don't care, but you're not getting a shot. You don't deserve it." Ali threw Rollins' sunglasses across the floor and kind of aggressively repeated himself. But this time said he isn't Ali. He's going to be Rollins' next problem. And Rollins interrupted him again, stating that he liked Ali and he was an amazing in-ring guy, a great human being, a great father, and then he punched him in the face. He threw Ali out the ring, but
should I actually say what I think of this?
Oh, it's not over yet because he threw Ali out the ring. Ali gave chase and attacked Rollins, and was then laid out by Seth and curb stomped.
Up until the very end of this is bullshit.
Not gonna lie, I think Ali deserves better.
That's why it's bullshit. I would argue that Seth probably deserves better too, honestly.
We then had a segment where JBL's limo turned up, ruining Corbin's return to Monday Night Raw, kind of, sort of spoiling it, I suppose, not ruining it, I suppose. I don't know. This was followed by Io and Dakota Kai versus Candice LeRae and Bianca Belair, who's the Raw Women's Champion, in a tag match with Bayley on commentary. LeRae and Belair worked amazingly together as well. Bayley mentioned NXT tag titles here, which was good too. And this match lasted more than 5 minutes as well. So thankfully, it wasn't that half bad. Bayley went for a kendo stick, but was foiled by Belair. And with Belair out ringside, the 2-on-1 situation was too much for LeRae. She was hit with a double wheelbarrow bomb by Kai and Io, and they got the victory. I don't like LeRae being used as a scapegoat here.
Well, this is bad booking for a couple of reasons. One, it's obvious she's losing this match because they ain't going to pin Bianca, and Io and Kai aren't losing. She kind of
Yeah.
told us who's losing the match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the person who's only just come back. So now that person has taken more losses than wins.
Mm-hmm. She seems to be the new Bliss or Oscar in this situation.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What followed was Riddle in a segment with Ali telling him that when he's champ, he's first in line for a title shot, which I thought was just fucking stupid because you've just told us that Riddle's not winning.
Yeah.
Then Miz apparently slipped, fell, and was conveniently injured while they were talking and asked him to go get a doctor or medical help.
Uh-huh.
This then led to Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley being confronted by Cora Jade and asked to participate in her side of the Pick Your Poison match for NXT. This kind of made me laugh because, as we saw last week, Perez was involved in a match on SmackDown. She got a really good showing.
Right.
Here, Cora didn't get any screen time except this segment where Ripley agreed to the match.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any okay, if you join the Judgment Day, I'll do it, or something like that. Put a twist on it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, why did Ripley accept?
Yeah.
You've not explained why, and that's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, Ripley accepted and she'd fight Perez later on in the week.
We will get to that, of course.
Yeah, so then JBL made his entrance. He said he had an announcement. He came out and apologized.
Whoa. Before he starts talking, right, did we notice his suit? It was too big for him. It looked like he'd shrunk in the wash. His suit was too big size-wise for him. It looked fucking ridiculous.
That's how I remember him looking, to be honest.
No, it should not be that big on him. He looked ridiculous. And basically, as a result of that, I couldn't pay attention to what he was fucking saying because I was too busy looking at the fucking suit.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing when you're trying to do an actual promo segment and you want people to listen to you.
Yeah.
Then distract me with something else. Just my opinion.
JBL made his entrance, said he had an announcement. He came out and apologized for being in Oklahoma. The only way that JBL really can to cut a promo. Full heel, as always.
Yeah, this was pure JBL, what you'd expect from him.
Yeah, he then said he had great news and spoke of Rey Mysterio being the worst person ever, too.
I like that. I like that. That's continuity. I like that.
Yeah, he said him going to SmackDown was a blessing because the trade for Mysterio was Baron Corbin. And out Baron Corbin came with a new entrance and was endorsed by JBL as his manager? ?
I believe, from what I've been told, that is the plan going forward.
I say manager or mouthpiece, either, because Corbin can't cut a promo for shit.
He needs a mouthpiece, and I think Corbin as a heel with JBL as a mouthpiece is a good thing.
I don't doubt it. I actually like it, to be honest, because we get JBL on commentary as well.
Oh, his commentary was atrocious in this match, though.
He's very rusty.
Yeah, but I'm just making that point. Normally, his commentary is normally quite good. Absolutely is. But for this match, it was terrible.
Yeah, I liked how he picked on Kevin Patrick because I don't like him as a commentator.
you'd expect him to do that. You know, he used to pick on Cole all the time. He literally picked on most of the commentators, with the
Yeah.
exception of Jim Ross.
Mhm.
And there's
So-
reasons why wrestlers never picked on Ross on commentary.
Because he didn't have much of a sense of humor.
It's called he was the head of talent relations at the time. And for those of you who don't know what that means, basically, he's the one who made sure they got paid.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
So JBL stated that he'd asked for competition for his new student, the modern day god of wrestling, apparently.
Well, JBL used to call himself the god of wrestling, so that makes sense.
Yeah. He said he asked for competition and got an ex-champion who'd apparently been stealing his wages from the WWE for the past 15 years in the form of Dolph Ziggler.
Right. If you're going to have a match where you reintroduce somebody and you want to have a good, decent, solid match, Dolph's your guy.
Yeah. But you know as well as I do that Dolph Ziggler's never cut corners when it comes to his paycheck. He's one of the best jobbers in the business.
Oh God, no! If there's one thing you could never accuse Dolph Ziggler of, is actually not. You could never accuse him of not earning his money.
Yeah. I mean,
So, and people know this. That's the problem with this statement.
yeah.
And the man does other stuff outside of wrestling as well to make sure he earns stuff, and that he's always trying to do new stuff. So you can't say he just does nothing and just sits there and takes money, because we know he doesn't, and that's kind of weird when you say something like this about someone like that.
Yeah. So I like JBL and Corbin. It works, to be honest, but
Yeah.
To start off with, maybe a little bit cringy. Needs work, but it could be great.
Yeah, I think give them time, and it should, I think, sort itself out.
So this led to obviously Corbin versus Ziggler with JBL on commentary. That was welcomed, to be honest, with Graves and Patrick on the desk currently. It's a bit boring.
Well, for those of you unaware, I don't particularly like Grace's commentary anyway, and I've not heard Patrick's actual commentary yet, so I don't know what he's like.
He's basically a higher pitched version of Graves, but a face version.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds terrible, honestly. But there you go.
Over him and Byron Saxton, I'd choose Byron.
Byron at least has personality, and you can tell he cares.
Yeah, and
I'm a big fan of
Graves
that.
and Byron of history as well, so they work well together, even if they don't like each other.
Yeah, Byron and Graves have this thing called chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
and it does help with stuff, particularly things like commentary. It's very useful to have chemistry with the person you're actually doing it with. Like when wrestlers have matches, same deal. The better your chemistry is, the better it's going to be.
Yeah. So this was an okay match, but Baron's in-ring work was exactly the same as before he went off with JBL a few weeks ago, which was a little bit disappointing for me. There's few enhancements, like he did the clothesline from hell, kind of a half-assed clothesline from hell. If he actually did the real one, I'd be a little bit more into it, because that would shows JBL's rub, giving him another move to add to his arsenal.
The problem with a move like that is you can either do it or you can't.
Yeah.
And so what you like about JBL, he can do that move. He's very good at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, essentially, for those of you who aren't aware of it, basically, the clothesline from hell is essentially sort of what they call a lariat.
It's
And
kind of a comeback lariat.
Yeah. But there's literally like about 3 people in all of wrestling history who have ever been able to do them effectively and make them look like they would end matches. And that's it. 3 people. And we've had wrestling for over 100 years.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, yeah, you're right. I think possibly with enough practice, Corbin probably could get there.
I mean, look at the way that he's done that clothesline before, where he slides under the ring when somebody throws him into the corner, comes back up and lariats them. That's been devastating in the past. If he was to kind of do that with the clothesline from hell,
yeah, put his own he can put his own spin on it.
Yeah,
he can put his own spin on it. Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. You don't have to. Never has to be a carbon copy of something. You can always do something unique and original.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron's worried about something going on.
No, just my console was about to turn itself off, so we wasn't going to have to stream live.
Oh, so there wouldn't be the twitches.
Yeah, that's just sorting it out.
No, that's fair enough.
A couple of things did catch my eye. There was more physicality, so more strikes from Corbin's background, which was a plus.
Yeah.
Also, he used an inverted suplex. Not seen him use that before.
He has done it before, but it's not been a regular thing by any means.
Yeah, perhaps he's like bringing it back into his arsenal, though.
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
But Ziggler came in control. Corbin turned it around again after he kicked out of the Famouser. Corbin hit deep 6, and Ziggler remained in the match. Corbin was even hit by the zigzag and almost won, causing JBL to actually lose his call for a second commentary. But Corbin hit the end of days and finally got the 1, 2, 3. I don't have a problem with this match, but for me it was drawn out far too long if they're trying to make him look good. I mean, he got hit with the Famouser, he got hit with the zigzag. Both those moves have won world titles in the past.
Yeah, but people do regularly kick out of them too. They're not protected moves.
Yeah, but then Ziggler kicks out the deep 6, the clothesline from Hillbilly Hell, because it wasn't really a clothesline from Hell. And
the clothesline, don't you mean the clothesline from the Mole Mound?
Yeah, sure. They're
smaller, just to be clear.
Yeah, but then the final finale end of days was like, okay, this went on for like 5 minutes longer than it probably should have done.
Sure. Also, people do kick out that Blue Thunder Bomb thing he does.
Yeah, deep 6, yeah.
Yeah, so there is that. The end of days, however, is a very protected move in WWE, so that at least makes sense. You'd win with that move.
Yeah. This was followed.
But I do agree. It was probably a bit too long, though.
Yeah. So this was followed by Miz in the trainer's room being interviewed by Byron Saxton, and he accused Miz of staging his injury, and even had people vouching, saying that they saw him pour water on the floor for him to stage him falling over, and that the floor hadn't been mopped since the previous evening. So, like, this was like Byron Saxton just basically outing Miz. Miz got a bit angry with Saxton, and then all of a sudden you heard somebody shout, "Oh my God, it's Dexter Lumis!" And Miz got up and he hid behind Byron Saxton. Then the camera pointed to the doorway, and there was standing Gargano, and he was just smiling. He went, "Oh, no, wait, sorry. It was only Byron Saxton." the virus actor looked at Miz and said, "Wow, Miz, that was such a speedy recovery." And he went, "Yeah, my DNA is amazing." I was like, the least he could have done was said his DNA is awesome. That would have made sense. But this was kind of stupid. Thoughts?
I'm sure you can probably guess. Honestly, fucking retarded.
Mm.
And I feel bad saying that because that's been bad about. That's probably cost aspersions upon retarded.
Yeah, I suppose so.
This was not good
Hmm.
at all.
So, we then got
Another-
almost.
Sorry. Just before you start again. Also, another person who's just come back doing something completely and utterly unworthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Gargano.
Yeah. This continued later on, though, however. But we got an Almost versus MVP segment that was okay, and they announced a face-to-face with Strowman on SmackDown. Which I wasn't looking forward to, really. Don't think anyone was.
Also, why wouldn't you do it on Raw?
Yeah, we also got a reminder of Friday's Wyatt segment on Raw.
Apparently, the internet doesn't exist. So.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Grimes and the OC in a segment where the Good Bros agreed to help Grimes in the tag match that he had against the Schism for some cheddar cheese.
Yeah. At least it makes sense.
But yeah. And as though we said already, if there's a problem with the Tokyo Dome thing, Grimes could work with them, step in because he's got chemistry with them after one match.
Well, it's not if there's a problem with it. It's more a case of they're being incredibly dumb to piss off New Japan. Because all they're going to ensure by doing that is making sure that they're not going to be able to do anything with them in the future.
Yeah.
Because New Japan hold grudges. Ask TNA.
Mm-hmm. So following this, we had AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. Both factions were ringside. Dom tried a quick attack and quickly realized he was out of his depth. Ripley paid her dividends by distracting AJ to give Dom the control, but AJ regained control quickly. Dom even tried to play with AJ during this match, which I found kind of fucking stupid. AJ was then knocked off the top rope by Ripley as well, but every time Dom had control in this match, it was due to Rhea Ripley. Dom hit the Three Amigos, then AJ came back out of anger. Styles got the calf crusher on, and Dom got to the rope and caused chaos on the outside. But Rhea stopped AJ from getting in the ring, and it cost AJ the match due to a deep pinned cradle by Dominic, who got the win on AJ fucking Styles. This was fucked.
Thing with this, I get why you do it when it's dumb. Because he ain't gonna actually be able to do anything with it.
No. So following this, we then got Gargano and Miz in a segment, and Gargano told the Miz he had a solution to help Miz, and it was to tell everyone the truth about Dexter Lumis, and Miz said he wanted Gargano after he was done with Lumis. We then had a Lashley and Lesnar recap. We was told Lesnar versus Lashley was going to be happening at Crown Jewel. Yay.
And you can leave your shirt on.
So this followed by Dexter Lumis versus The Miz, and as Lumis came out, Miz attacked him with a steel chair and took Lumis out. So this was cancelled before anything even started. We then got Damage Control and Byron Saxton segment, which was alright, and Bayley said she'd take Belair out next week in a match, so we'd be getting Bayley and Belair one-on-one again next Monday. Yeah, me too. Then The Miz had another segment, and Johnny said if Miz didn't come clean, he'd blow the whistle on Miz. No idea what angle this is taking, to be honest.
I really hope that's also not a euphemism.
Yeah, you and me both. Might have to get Quincy Elliott involved. Anyway.
Oh God, don't start.
Then Miz.
That's bad enough when we get to that.
We then had Elias returning in an in-ring segment. He told us Ezekiel's career was over, so he said he was going to play a song, but was interrupted by Riddle carrying bongos. Riddle said he wasn't here to interrupt. He was a big fan and asked Elias if he hit his bongs, or asked him if he wanted to hit his bong. And Elias was okay about it. He said take a front row seat and said he'd play with him one day, and he promised. He started playing and was interrupted by Seth Rollins, and that was the end of the segment, apparently.
And I thought Vince left.
Yeah. So, Seth Rollins versus Riddle for the US title, and Elias, for some reason, was still ringside. Riddle came out the gate strong with a triangle choke, putting Rollins off his game. Rollins had a go at Elias during the break, and Elias attacked Rollins, much to the delight of Riddle. But then Rollins turned the title on Riddle, and then Riddle did the same. This was back and forth. Great title match, and to be honest, this felt like it refreshed the rivalry in a way, because it was actually for something instead of just a spat.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing when if you're gonna do rematches, you have to have something different to help make it, to change how it is. And you got a title match. Great, it's something different they can do with it. Absolutely no problem with that at all.
So Rollins tried to provoke Elias, and it worked. Elias tried to attack Rollins and cost Riddle the match. Both Riddle and Elias got stomped afterwards too. Rollins went to stomp Riddle on the on the US title. But before he was able to actually do it, Ali went after him, attacked him, and sent Seth running into the crowd. And that was the end of this week's Raw.
Uh-huh. So he tried to stomp him on the Universal States title, did he?
Yeah. I'm all wrestled out at this point. Just to
I get it, because I personally associate Seth with the Universal title as well, so I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, also the only full wrestling shows I've watched this week are the AEW ones.
Oh,
No. No.
The battery's run out on Kaylee's vibrator.
don't look at me. I'm not commenting.
Well, all we can hear in the background is her going, no, 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 no. And you're in front of the camera, so we know it's not you doing it.
Probably somebody dying in Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, it's probably one of those doctors she fancies.
Meh, possibly.
So, yeah, but as you said, that was it for Raw. Do you have a rating for Raw?
I gave it an 8.
Okay.
The bad bits, the good bits outweighed the bad bits, but the bad bits were just slight changes and adjustments.
I can understand why.
Lots of new, like quite a few new things that can be like changed and sorted, whereas like the rest of it was pretty decent, like match wise and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why somebody would give it that. I can. I wouldn't have done if it was me, honestly, but I can see why somebody might give it. So there you go. That, of course, ladies and gentlemen, leads us on to NXT. Our first dose of NXT for this show, because there's another one after SmackDown, because we have Halloween Havoc then.
Yeah, double dose.
Yeah.
I'd make an overdose joke, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, probably best not. So, the only double dose that I tend to enjoy during the week is with the AEW shows, because literally, it's Dynamite Wednesday, right? Yeah, Rampage obviously takes place for us here in the UK. It's usually about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right? When it airs on Fight. So me, when I'm on the train heading up to where I'm going, I'm watching it on my tablet.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I always have it on in the background whenever I'm doing like housework or something, or I watch it in between streams.
Oh, I get that. I get what you did, but this was just me relaxing because I went up very early in the morning on the train, so I literally just sat there watching it. Yeah, I had nothing else to do at that point because everything else was already set up and ready. And double doses like that are fine, but you want double doses that you're actually going to enjoy. That's my point.
See, this is why I watch. I watch Raw on one day, then I'll watch NXT, and then I'll watch Rampage afterwards.
Yeah,
as like a nice like treat. No, not Rampage. Dynamite afterwards as like a kind of like a treat.
I know what you meant. It's all right.
And then I'll do SmackDown, and then I watch Rampage after that. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's what I like to call the palate cleanser.
Yeah.
So.
And if the pay-per-view is really bad, I'll even watch Dark.
Hey, don't knock Dark. There's some good stuff on Dark.
I've never really gotten into it, to be honest, because it's always random matches. 9 times out of 10.
Dark itself is literally independence and enhancement talents, usually against named stars. Dark Elevation, however, is different.
See, I wouldn't know the difference. I only watch the 2 main shows.
Right. With Dark Elevation, right, it's a shorter show for one thing, because Dark itself can be like anywhere to 3 hours, but Elevation's usually about an hour. But essentially, it's almost like you have normal top tier stars against each other on it. It's just that it's on YouTube instead of on TV. That's literally the only real difference. But it tends to be the lower tier guys, not the main eventers. You do get main eventers on the show, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Dark. Because you've had Moxley on there, you've had Paige on there before, you've had Adam Cole on there before, so you do get them. So that's the big difference, really. Also, Elevation's an hour. It's easy.
Yeah.
So, But there you go. But again, it's one of those things that you have to have time for stuff like that as well. And I don't always have time for it, which is the other benefit of something like that, because you don't have to follow it to understand what's going on, as opposed to the mainline shows, which you generally need to at least have. Generally, most of the time, you need to have watched the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Anyway, we get onto NXT now, and I've picked my poison.
Yeah, I don't know why this match started off the show. Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez.
Uh-huh.
And the whole of Judgment Day came to NXT for some bizarre reason.
Do you think Finn just got confused?
Oh, well, we know Finn loves NXT, but Damian Priest didn't exactly have a bad time there either, did he?
No.
Just felt weird seeing them as a collective in NXT. Something I didn't think I'd ever see, really, and didn't really want to.
Well, there's a few weird encounters on this show which I think didn't really fit.
I think Dominic should have gone there before he went to main roster, to be honest.
Dominic should still be fucking there, but that's another thing entirely.
Yeah. Just leave him behind for a little while.
Like, at least 10 years.
Yeah, sure. Just don't give him a championship for that long, please.
He might actually learn to do Three Amigos in 10 years, you never know.
I'm not saying anything. Especially what I've heard about something that they're planning on doing for SmackDown, which is, I'm not going to get into it, spoilers. But anyway, Ripley looked great in the ring and was in control through the majority of this match and throughout picture-in-picture break. Perez put up a great fight, but a distraction by Dominic got Ripley the Riptide opportunity and the win over Perez. So this just made me think, okay, well, Perez is winning at Halloween Havoc. But if that didn't kind of sour the deal and make it kind of obvious,
the match later
in the show,
yeah,
sure hell did. We then got an OC and Grimes segment that was good. Grimes was flashing the cash and letting him know that he was good for his word.
Again, it makes sense at least.
Let me move on to the next match that did not really make sense much at all.
No, it didn't.
It was Stax Lorenzo, which is the lone standing goon from D Familia, against an opponent of Tony D's choice because he blamed him for an injury which he suffered at the hands of Wesley that kind of was an accident because his knee just gave out.
He pulled his penis.
Yeah, dick move. Anyway, before the opponent was announced, we got an ad break and Waller promo that was okay, and Chucky interrupted him saying that his match at Halloween Havoc would be decided by the spin that will make a deal. Something that we didn't actually see. But anyway, we went back to the ring and Stax Lorenzo was waiting in the ring with Tony D. And Tony D just smiled, pointed to the ring entrance, and out came Shinsuke Nakamura. I was pleasantly surprised, but at the same time, they're that desperate for ratings on NXT against Dynamite that they pull out all of the big returns to NXT on one show. The only thing that was missing from this show was Ciampa. Or a DIY reunion.
Right. For those of you unaware, the reason they would have thought to have done this, for those who don't watch AEW, Dynamite had 4 title matches on it. So WWE realizing they were going to have to compete against that, literally going, oh, what can we do? Oh, main roster.
Yeah. See, I'm not a fan of.
I'll say, as we know, that works every time you do it, right?
Oh, it didn't this time, did it?
No, I'm joking. It doesn't work in the long run. It won't ever work.
What made me laugh is, even though Nakamura's main roster, has he been treated as such? Has he been treated like a main talent?
I was going to say, when has that actually happened? I don't remember.
Yeah. So, like, even though Shinsuke Nakamura has a certain element of star power, especially when it comes to NXT, being one of the only people to hold the NXT championship twice, it's not enough to get the views in. Not anymore. If you'd have given us the Nakamura from like 2 years ago, maybe, perhaps. But this isn't the same Nakamura that was in NXT. This is the like kind of downgraded main roster type Nakamura.
It's the one that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not a fan of Tony D, but I like this surprise, to be honest, even though like it kind of sucked for Nakamura. The match was quite good too. Stacks gave a great fight, but Nakamura dominated with 2 Kinshasas, and Stacks got stacked by Nakamura and won. We then had an Axiom and Fraser and Von Wagner segment that was okay. Axiom said he was rooting for Fraser in the ladder match, and Von Wagner said he shouldn't root for anybody because he was going to win it. We then got Alba Fire versus Sonya Deville. This happened after Deville attacked Alba last week in the crowd. A short match that Alba Fire won with a roll up and then got jumped by the rest of Toxic Attraction, and then they held her in the ring as Mandy Rose returned. But as Mandy was talking to Alba, Alba got free from the grasp of Sonya Deville and both of the other members of Toxic Attraction and stood tall over all four women. This was like foreshadowing in its mightiest fucking form.
They're my heroes.
We then got an Oro and Wesley segment, and they got jumped by Mello and Trick, and it spilled out to the ring. This match started during the break. It was Oro and Lee versus Trick and Mello. And Mello won, but I don't remember seeing it, to be honest. I think I may have fallen asleep. Von Wagner came out and attacked the rest of the people, and then Fraser jumped on top of Von Wagner and took everybody out. So Fraser kind of stood tall.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a little show of how crazy the ladder match was going to be, apparently. This led to a schism segment where Gacy called Grimes a hypocrite for saying no to him, but then joining the OC, even though he hadn't really joined the OC. So it really kind of made no sense. But it's Gacy, so I guess we'll allow it.
Why are we allowing it?
Because I can't be asked to argue anymore. It's boring.
Okay, that's it. That's what you say. There you go.
So, Schism versus Grimes and the OC was next. Commentary even mentioned Anderson still being a champion in Japan as well. But, yeah, this tag match was back and forth chaos filled This was a back and forth chaos field tag match, and even used a double cradle in a power bomb, which is a triple team move I've not seen before. I liked the aspect of this team actually working together. They actually had a decent amount of chemistry. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to take Grimes down, and the OC and Grimes got back with a magic killer and won. Didn't have a problem with this, but don't know where it's going to go from here. We then had a Veer and Sangha segment where Sangha told Veer that he was ready to listen to him. This was followed by Stark and Lyons and Chance and Carter in a promo segment featuring a contract signing for next week's Tag Title Tuesday, sorry. And then what followed that was Kemp and Julius Creed's ambulance match promo package, an interview of the two. This was intense, quite good to be honest, but meh. And we then found out that Shotzi Blackheart was going to host Halloween Havoc again. And she cut a promo about how she was going to crush it and have her costume propped by Friday, meaning the tag title currently held by Damage Control. Foreshadowing again what would happen later on in the week. Zion interrupted to be asking to be co-host, and then Quincy Elliott came out and pleaded his case for the job too. She said whoever wins the next match can co-host with her, and we got Zion Quinn versus Quincy Elliott with Shotzi on commentary. Hank Walker caused a distraction, and Quincy Elliott capitalized, and we had won in less than 5 minutes against Zion Quinn.
I actually don't remember when Shotzi Blackheart got the ability to make matches though.
Host privileges.
And who told that and explained that exactly?
I don't know. Ask Michaels, ain't he the general manager?
My point being, it's explain why this shit can happen. Or you could have had Michaels come out and say that. You know, Shotzi saying it is, oh wow, Shotzi the wrestler told me I can do this.
Yeah. We then had a funny Chase U segment that featured Chucky. Basically, Bodie Hayward tried to get aggressive with Chucky the way Andre Chase normally does, and he says, "Why don't you shut the fuck up?" and all that stuff. But he basically did that to Chucky, and Andre Chase was like shaking his head like, no, you don't want to do that. So yeah, that was kind of funny, like segment-wise. But this was followed by Raquel Rodriguez versus Cora Jade in the Pick Your Poison match 2. But it wasn't, because we had Raquel Rodriguez come out to the ring, and then we had Idris and Malik Blade and Pretty Deadly contract signing segment for the tag titles. And then we got Jade's entrance and the match.
Yeah.
And Jade fooled Rodriguez into getting disqualified. And Jade got the win. But as she got away, Perez took her out and sent her running away. This really didn't kind of make sense to me, but like Perez standing tall at the end of this kind of made me think, oh well, she's winning.
Yeah. sometimes that's a dangerous thing to have on a go home show.
Yeah, this was then followed by a KO special. We then had Briggs and Jensen start a drinking game backstage for this segment for some reason. KO said Michaels asked him to attend, so of course he said yes.
For what reason?
You know, Kevin Owens can't say no to the sexy boy. Sexy boy. No.
I'd say no to him because he's a fucking overrated piece of shit.
KO basically pointed out to in the segment. KO basically pointed out to Breaker and Dragunov that Devlin was basically using them at each other, making them go against each other to further his gains.
Yeah.
Basically, what Devlin had already said in his previous promo about what his game plan was, which was stupid.
Yep, yes, it was. Incredibly so.
Devlin denied it and stirred some more. Dragunov said he regretted nothing and realized Braun was human after he torpedo Moscowed him. Braun said, "So what? I'm still going to be champ." So KO said what Devlin's game plan was, said he called Devlin's mum and said that she didn't even like him, which I found kind of funny, but it was like a cheap shot. He said nobody wants him to be champ, not even your own mum. Devlin went off on one about anguish and torture, and Owens said, "Who talks like that?" Dragunov said Devlin will always be a contender and never a champion. Braun stepped in and said he'd put Dragunov in the same category as Devlin after the match at Halloween Havoc. And said, "Fine, put me in it now." And Breaker and Dragunov went to blows. Dragunov stood tall in the end because he torpedo Moscowed Breaker and Devlin and held the title up. The stupid thing was, though, after he held the title up, Austin Theory came out with the Money in the Bank briefcase. This would have been great if Theory actually had any interest in being NXT champion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the end of NXT. I liked the wild card effects that Theory had, but then I remembered he doesn't want that title. It's blatantly obvious what title he wants because he's tried to cash in 3 times so far. Not to much success, mind you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Stupid.
Yeah. Completely.
And that was the end of NXT.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I mean, what rating did you give it?
6.
Generous.
The matches weren't bad.
Okay.
Just everything else.
That's fair enough. I understand it at least. Makes sense.
So, following that, we had SmackDown. Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa.
Yep.
Kicked off the show. It was a really great match. Not really surprising, to be honest. As Sheamus came out, Sheamus and the Brutes came out, Wyatt was teased. During the match, Sheamus connected with a running knee and almost won, but the Bloodline intervened. The Brutes stopped them, but the Usos pinned them underneath the announce table. Then Sammy grabbed Sheamus's leg and Solo capitalized after the match. The Bloodline took out Celtic Warrior with steel chairs, focusing on his already injured arm. This looked like a shelf warmer for Sheamus, to be honest, because he was already hurt before the match. So this was kind of like him taking some time off to rehab, probably.
Yeah. So you had to cover up stuff like that. Just by doing things like this.
And we found out later in the show that he's got a non-displaced fractured elbow. Apparently.
Yeah. There you go.
This was then followed by a Mysterio and Triple H recap with the Fatal 4-Way and all that jazz about the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. And that was followed by a Rey Mysterio meeting the rest of Imperium segment. It was kind of good. Mysterio challenged either of them to a match. Then we got another segment that was Wyatt talking about confessions. Then he changed kind of mid-promo and turned like evil and sadistic sort of side. There was kind of like a personality switch halfway through the segment.
Yeah, it's a weird one, that. They just seem to like to do that for some weird reason.
Then there was another Bloodline segment where they were hyped up about the Sheamus incident. Zayn gave Solo a pat on the back, but said, well, I think we're done here. But Jay said, no, we've got to stay and get Logan Paul too. Then Sammy said that Roman had already told him that he didn't want Logan touched because he didn't want Logan to think he was in Roman's head. Jimmy backed him up and Jay said, well, sorry, he was a hothead. So they'd have to wait and see what would happen at the end of the night. Which was like, okay, fair enough. We know that Jay's going to jump Logan.
Yeah.
We then got Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. This, after this segment / attack last week from Liv on Deville. Deville took control through the majority of the match, and Morgan kept asking for more. Deville just did just that. Then Liv snapped and attacked Deville ringside and went extreme and caused a double countout. Then Liv Morgan threw Deville in the ring, superplexed Deville onto a stack of steel chairs. We then got like her laughing about the pain that she'd caused not only herself but Deville. So they're still trying to work the pain enjoyment angle, and they even put her in Harley Quinn-esque colours, which was totally not a purposeful at all, I suppose.
Oh yeah, there's no means at all. No symbolic meaning whatsoever.
No.
Subtlety, like a brick.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi, Bray.
So I can't really remember what's next. I've lost.
Omos and Strowman.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you enjoy that. I'm gonna go to the toilet.
You say enjoy that. That's not fair because that is not the words you should say for that. Sorry?
You love it, really?
No. Let's be honest about this. This was stupid. This was crap. Nobody gives a crap about it. Essentially, Omos pushes Strowman and Strowman falls out the ring. That's pretty much it. Because they're trying to build this up like it's going to be some sort of epic confrontation. When one of them can actually wrestle and the other one can't. It's going to be fucking terrible. And this itself was fucking terrible. It's like, why are you trying to do all the terrible things at once? I mean, honestly, it was dumb, retarded, and smelt of Vince McMahon.
You're welcome, Felicia.
So yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I liked about this was the fact that MVP came out first. Braun Strowman talked a big game and then he said, "Oh, I didn't say that I came alone," and then brought him out. Classic MVP move, but it's a good one. And yeah, we're getting these two against each other at Crown Jewel.
Yeah. I'm so happy I'm not going to see that.
We then also learned that also at Crown Jewel, we're going to be getting Cross versus McIntyre 2 in a steel cage.
For no reason whatsoever. And so that earlier
ended at Extreme Rules.
Yeah. Also, what we said before about tattoos and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Malachi. Hi.
Yeah. I'm not sure how they're going to get away with that one. Unless he brings back the metal gimp suit.
Yeah, we don't. You're wearing tattoos, but here, wear this sex suit. It'll be fine.
So this was followed by the women's tag title match between Io Dakota versus Shotzi and Rodriguez. It's an okay match, back and forth, but Damage Control retained. But at the end of this match, a new team needed to set up. They spent about 30 seconds in the ring holding up the titles, looking smug. Where was the next competition? Where was the surprise? Where was the next challenger? It doesn't even have to be like a well-known team. It could be like anybody. Literally, like have Chance and Carter show up from NXT with their titles, challenging them to a match. Unify the belts, because you don't need two sets of belts.
Oh, but apparently you do.
You really don't. No, I don't think you do. It's stupid. What was happening before with the title belts being across 3 brands was great. You had the added bonus of main roster superstars going on to the NXT pay-per-views to fight for the belts like once in a blue moon, but it worked. I mean, the only thing I can think of is just like have Nikki ASH come out and Doudrop. It doesn't even have to be Nikki ASH, just have her return as Nikki, like the Twisted Sister from NXT. Because they haven't been on screen for a while. Just say that Doudrop beat the fucking superhero out of her. That'd be great.
There's also Asuka and Bliss.
Yeah. Even though I think Bliss is on the shelf currently. I'm not sure.
Well, if she's on the shelf, that would be the issue because she can't get off without help.
And with Bray's return, they're probably going to work an angle that way too. Eventually.
I would say this, and it's for the benefit of both of them. Keep them away from each other.
Mm-hmm. But no, we didn't get a new team step up. Even though I was really hoping for Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Just personal. Like, would have been good. I would have thought.
Well, you can't have women's tag. You can't have women's tag matches in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, this is true. We got another Bray Wyatt thingy-majiggy after this saying lied to the ones you love repetitively, interrupting Cole, advertising Logan Paul, which I like, to be honest, because couldn't care less about Logan Paul.
Yeah, neither could anyone else.
We got Legado del Fantasma after that in a segment introducing Selena Vega, stating their agenda, which was apparently to destroy Hit Row, who was watching on a monitor backstage. And apparently BFAB had a plan, but we never saw that plan come to fruition on this show.
What that plan was watching the TV to see what Swerve Strickland's up to.
Probably. Then we got Rey Mysterio versus Ludwig Kaiser with Imperium ringside. Kaiser took control early, and due to Imperium, it stayed that way. Rey fought back, picking up the pace. Rey did an Eddie moment, getting the rest of Imperium ejected from ringside, which was a nice touch. We then got a 6-1-9, which led to the 1-2-3 and a win for Rey Mysterio, which probably means he's going to face Lynchy next week. And then face Walter the week after.
Yeah. That's not the worst idea, honestly.
I would have added the stipulation that if he beats both members of Imperium, they're banned from ringside for the title match.
Well, what you can do for that, though, it's a good idea, but that's a way you can get yourself an extra match out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have the straight match and have Imperium interfere in it. And then the rematch, have him face them, and if he beats them, then they're banned from the rematch.
Yeah, that sounds a bit atypical for WWE booking, though.
Yeah, but that's how they would do it.
Mm.
And it's honestly, it's not the worst idea.
No.
The way they book stuff. I mean, honestly, it's not how I would do it, but I could see them doing it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention we also had an LA Knight segment that was like a promo package earlier on in the show, but it didn't really go anywhere. And we also had a Sarah Logan promo teaser, but it also featured the Viking Raiders, so maybe she's coming back under a management role and not wrestling.
Well, considering one of those is her husband, then that's not that surprising.
No. We then found out that we're going to get Sikoa and Zayn versus Butch and Holland next week as they're after vengeance for Sheamus. And then we got a Logan Paul end to the show. He came out to the ring. He said he's been doubted his whole life, but look where he is now because of his confidence, and ran down each member of the bloodline. He mentioned he's an underdog, saying what if he turned Roman's tribe into a cleanup crew? And then Logan Paul got jumped from behind by Jey Uso, as we kind of knew he would. Sammy told Jey he needed to go and sort himself out, and then Jey fainted. Sammy turned to attack Logan Paul and got KO punched. Yeah, Sammy was left scratching his head and not sure what to make of the situation.
Yeah.
So this just kind of fell flat as far as endings go, in my opinion.
Well, it didn't mean anything.
Nah. I mean,
So it's not.
he can hit a lucky shot on irate Uso. I mean, so what?
If he does this to Roman, then sure. But
God, I hope not.
no, I meant in this segment. I don't mean in the match.
No.
The point is to show that it could happen if he made that sort of connection. But what you have him do in the match is have him not actually be beaten by it. Because it's the whole introducing doubt into the people watching, going, is he going to win? Is he going to win? Is he going to win? Or is he not? Because at the moment, let's be honest, pretty much everyone I know thinks that there's no way Logan Paul's winning this match.
Mm.
And if you want to make the audience list believe it's a possibility, then he needs to do something to Roman. Otherwise, all that's going to happen is we're just going to get more of these segments, and then it's not really going to lead to anything apart from a random match in Saudi Arabia.
I'm not gonna lie. Why can't Logan just face one of the bloodline, not Sikoa? Hell, put him against Jay or Sammy in an actual match before Crown Jewel. Just so that way we can see him, people can actually see him in action and see whether or not they think that he's going to be good enough. Out of all the bloodline, put him against Sami Zayn. He works the hardest and he puts people over the best.
My only suspicion would be maybe they don't think he's ready for that.
Well, if he's not ready for that, what the fuck are they supposed to do when he fights Roman in Saudi?
Why?
Are they going to turn it into like a 3-round match or something?
My guess would be is they're trying to give him as long as possible to be up to doing something. Then to be honest, I've never thought this was a good idea. I still don't think this is a good idea. But I'm just thinking as to why they may not have him do something beforehand. Also, there's the whole unknown quantity thing. If you have him against a member of the bloodlines, you're kind of making it letting on to people what he's this kind of match he's probably having against Roman. And yeah, I know he's done wrestling matches. I know he's done wrestling matches before, but it wouldn't be the same thing.
But if you want to, if you want it to be that way, so that way you don't see a difference like that. Sami Zayn's moveset is completely different to anyone in the bloodlines. So putting him up against him isn't going to make a difference. He's not going to be ready for Roman in any sort of way by fighting Sami Zayn.
Yeah. There's also the other aspect to it as well, and I think this is probably more likely why it hasn't happened.
Mm.
They deem Logan Paul as top tier and don't to anyone else. Think about it from WWE's point of view, right?
If Paul gets injured, what's going to happen?
Right. Also, he's a big name. People outside of wrestling know who he is. He's going to attract people who don't normally watch it. Also, sponsors and advertisers.
I'm aware of that because my brother's asked me if he can come over and watch it with me when it's on.
Kind of proving my point right there. I suspect that's probably why, in all honesty, from WWE's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's what it is. But obviously, that was the end of SmackDown. Thank God.
Yeah. And now we get the second dose of NXT.
You didn't rate it.
I gave it a 6.
I did mean SmackDown, to be clear, not just Logan Paul.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.
Yeah.
Ending was shit. All the matches were okay. So, I give it a 7. The ending was just crap. couple of the segments didn't really add up either, but
And that's the problem with shows, with wrestling shows in general, right? You can have a really good card and a really good set of matches, but if the last thing on the show sucks, it really affects how you think of the show.
you can have the show on great legs, but it doesn't help if the legs are taken out from underneath them at the end.
There you go. But as Aaron rightly points out, that brings us to the last show of the week, which is Halloween Havoc.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed this pay-per-view. Premium live event.
There you go.
Sorry. The only thing I didn't enjoy was guess.
Why?
Just guess. Curious if you find it straight away.
To be honest, there was a couple of things about this I didn't particularly like.
Oh, there's two, but there's one main thing.
Well, I didn't like the main event. And didn't particularly. I talk about me personally. I personally didn't particularly enjoy the women's title match either.
Yeah, that was the thing for me.
And those were the last two matches of the show.
Yeah. The thing that happened before the last two matches wasn't great either. Didn't like it.
Yeah. And this is what goes back to what we were talking about just on SmackDown. How you end the show reflects a lot on how you remember the show being.
The show was great up until a point.
Yeah. The point is those two the end of that show has affected how you think of the show.
Yeah. I wouldn't watch it again purely because I know what happens at the end.
Yeah.
So, Halloween Havoc was kicked off by a Chucky-fied promo package of all the matches featured in the show. None of them named, mind you, but they were shown glimpses of stuff. And the show was kicked off by the North American title ladder match featuring Fraser, Mello, Von Wagner, Lee, and Oro Menza. All guys apart from Mello looking for their first singles title in NXT.
And how many people do you reckon actually picked the winner?
I know I didn't.
I feel a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, it surprised me, to be honest. Are we going to go through full rundowns of the match, or do you want me to you're just going to talk about who won and how?
I'm just going to talk briefly about the fact of I didn't have a problem with who won. I just thought it was surprising that they won.
Yeah, I mean, there was a nasty looking fall halfway through the match as well, because Mello threw Oro off the top of Trick threw Oro off the top of a ladder, and he went kind of through two of the ropes onto everybody. It looked kind of nasty.
I would say just roughly surmise the match and just give the bits that you enjoyed early, and then talk about who won.
Stupid part in the match was Stone and Trick Williams actually going at it. Robert Stone and Trick Williams going at it. This just kind of made the match less serious. Which I don't mind to a part, but it seems stupid. Why add a comedy element when a ladder match is supposed to be serious stakes?
Especially one that's for a title.
Yeah. They basically had a cat fight. Stone probably regretted it afterwards because he was thrown out the ring. Von Wagner was put through a ladder by Fraser. He threw Wesley through a table, almost, the commentary desk.
Yeah.
It came down to Mello and Lee slugging it out on top of the ladder. Lee hit a Meteora on Mello on top of the ladder, reached the top ladder, grabbed the title for the win. And that was the end of the match.
Well, there you go.
Don't get me wrong, this wasn't like a 5-minute match. This was like a full 30 minutes, but like those were the only decent parts, kind of, if you can call them decent. We then got an Alba Fire match challenge segment where she challenged Mandy to meet her at a haunted house. Toxic arrived in their car. The confusing thing was that we were told that there was a casket match next, and the Druids brought out the casket, but then we got fed a haunted house segment of some kind of live action thingy. Anyway, Mandy made the trio of Toxic Attraction split up and look for Alba. Alba took out the tag team first, KOing Jane, smacking her head against the table and locking Dolan in a fridge, leaving Mandy to fend for herself. And Alba threw Mandy in a car. And then, for some reason, Toxic Attraction managed to come back out of the haunted house, and she beat the two of them down, got in the car, and started driving to the arena, apparently. And then we got Grayson Waller versus Apollo Crews in a casket match.
Yeah, I think the people who normally do these segments have made an appearance again this week. Why would you not have this before their match?
Probably because driving to and from the arena would probably take time. Maybe it's a timing thing. They thought about it too hard.
Pre-record it. Like they normally do for this shit.
But it did kind of tie in well to the show later on.
Yeah, but the problem is you've done it there, and then you've got people thinking for the rest of the show about it. Or worse, you get people then forget that it happened.
Kind of sounded like the narrative did forget about it happening, to be honest, when the car eventually made a reappearance.
And that's a problem.
Also, when they did this, they made it look like Toxic Attraction, the tag team, was actually stranded without a way of getting back to the arena.
Yeah.
But we both know that wasn't the case.
Nobody's going to leave Dolan and her pal stranded. It's not going to happen.
So we then got Apollo versus Waller in a spin the wheel match that turned out to be a casket match because they spun it earlier and it landed on casket, even though we didn't see the wheel actually get spinned. So it kind of took away from the authenticity of the actual match stipulation.
Yeah, why have it be a spin the wheel match if you're not going to show us that thing? Just say it's a fucking casket match.
Waller was taking the piss out of The Undertaker consistently throughout this match, but I guess that's kind of in his character, so it didn't really bother me.
It was in keeping with him, so
Crews kind of did a tribute of his own and spooked Waller into trying to turn and run. But Waller managed to turn it around into his favor. Waller went for Apollo's eye again using a pen on the commentary desk, and Waller put Apollo through the first casket that was brought out. Then the lights went out, Apollo disappeared, the lights came back on, and he was standing at the front of the stage, and the Druids came back out with a bigger, more secure casket. they were fighting inside and outside of the coffin basically throughout the match until Apollo chokeslammed Waller into the coffin and slammed the lid shut for the win.
My heroes.
So this was followed by a Chase University segment where they had a new student, and no, it wasn't Charlie Dempsey, it was Duke Hudson of all people.
Yeah.
And Brody Hayward wasn't happy about it because he didn't trust him, even though he answered Andre Chase's questions and he actually got the answer right, whereas Brody didn't.
I imagine it's some kind of friction thing they're just trying to build up there then.
Yeah, I think Duke Hudson's going to be putting the moves on the young lady in Chase University that's...
The lady that's normally featured and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. Amia Hill? Yeah.
That sounds right. But I'm bad with names, to be honest.
Yeah, so am I. That was followed by Pretty Deadly, and they were interrupted by Chance and Carter, the women's tag team champions. They said they were better than Deadly. Not gonna lie, I actually liked the fact that the women's tag champions said that they were better than them, because they kind of are.
I was gonna say, yeah, the point to that is they are better.
Yeah. We then got Jade versus Perez in a Weapons Wild match. Perez tried to go out of her way to hit Cora Jade with a skateboard early on in the match, which was kind of a precursor to the throwback to how the rivalry first started when Cora attacked Perez with a skateboard. Cora got under the ring and Perez tried to pull her out, and she got spray paint or bug spray or something in her eyes for her troubles. This was basically back and forth, and it came down to whether or not Perez was going to hesitate for the killing blow, the whole killer instinct thing. Basically what they were trying to do with Liv Morgan on SmackDown. And they took their rivalry to new heights, one might say, because they threw each other off the balcony, walkway, podium thingy-majiggy, opposite commentary, and through a table. Then Cora Jade threw Perez back in the ring. Cora went for a finisher. Perez reversed into a backdrop onto steel chairs and then hit pop rocks on top of those steel chairs as well and got the pin over Cora Jade. So Perez won this match.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with this.
No, but
this is the end of this rivalry, please.
Yeah, that is, but we'll see. But as you mentioned before, though, the thing that kind of tipped you as to where this was going was what happened on NXT.
Yeah. Next, we got something that I actually liked. This wasn't a full-blown segment. This was a 30-second, but not even 30 seconds, 15 seconds of literally a fire burning. And then a certain mask that we may find slightly familiar being tossed into the flames. Dijakovic's return teased here on this premium live event.
Oh no, not T-Bar.
Well, he's not going to be T-Bar if he doesn't have the mask, I hope.
I might just still call him T-Bar just for the hell of it.
I hope they call him Dijakovic because I'm sick of the T-bar shit.
That's kind of why I want them to still call him T-Bar, so they can just annoy you.
Then we got to see Dragunov preparing for the match. Big whoop. And then the stupidest segment of this entire show. Shotzi came to the ring. She was looking for her co-host, who came out wearing a big-ass banana costume in the form of Quincy Elliott. He made a banana pun, and they were interrupted by Lash Legend. Quincy told her to get lost. Lash kept talking, and Shotzi said she could handle this, and dropped Legend. Why the fuck would you do this? Yes, there's going to be a match next week between Shotzi and Lash Legend. But this has made no sense to me. This was just Shotzi hogging screen time, and I don't think that this was Shotzi's idea. 'Cause she's not a screen hog, really. Not from
No,
what I know. Anyway.
No, and I don't think it's for the Met. But the thing is, when you have people you designate as hosts for shows like this, you're going to get this shit happen.
The only thing I can think of is that they're going to use Shotzi to put Lash Legend over.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. Because that's the kind of stuff they would do.
We then got a Schism segment talking about true identity, and the Red Hood apparently would reveal his actual identity on Tuesday. My bet it's Akira Tozawa. Who do you think it is? If you say Leo Rush, I'm going to piss myself laughing. Because I had the same thought. You know who it is, don't you? Fuck. I want it to be Tozawa. I really want it to be
And as
Tozawa.
everyone on the show knows, is I don't spoil stuff. I always like you to find stuff out on your own. You're quite aware of this.
I mean, there's not many people it can be, let's be honest. That stature. It's someone short. So, Leo Rush, Tozawa, Reginald. Either of those three. Or somebody from NXT UK that wasn't released.
Could we? Maybe.
Plot twist, it's Devlin.
Plot twist, it's Andre the Giant.
You're right. This was followed by a Diamond Mine history lesson.
Yeah. This at least makes sense because of what's happening after this.
I liked this because it meant that for first-time viewers, they'd actually know where this storyline came from.
That's exactly it. This is why this makes sense, because this if you're going to have a thing like this has to lead on to the match it's related to. You can't have it jump like the earlier one is going to do for the women's.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you on that one. This definitely was useful to have.
Yeah. So Kemp came out to the ring with a chair with Julius's name on it. And Julius came out to the ring and started throwing pumpkins at Kemp. This was just pure chaos. I loved this match. It was probably one of the best matches on the card.
And you may want to tell people what the stipulation was.
This was an ambulance match.
Uh-huh.
And part of this match made me wince and want to crack every single one of my knuckles on both my hands, because Julius was thrown into the back of the ambulance near the ending of this match. And bear in mind, if he lost this match, his brother would be gone from NXT, who is also his tag team partner. He was about to lose the match, and he put his fingers in the ambulance door, and Kemp didn't slam the door once. He slammed it 3 times on all of Julius's fingers. And me as a gamer, I need my fingers and ouch. I've slammed my hand in a door before. My brother slammed his hand in a fire exit door before, and I have to say, ouch.
I guarantee you, 99% of the population use their hands for something. So anyone can understand how much that would probably hurt.
Yeah. But he managed to get back at Kemp by kicking the door open, and it slapped him straight in the face, which was pretty decent. It looked like it actually connected a little bit too. But this match ended with a bit of poetic justice. Julius wore out the chair that Kemp brought to the ring that he used to beat his brother the previous week with. And he wore it out on Kemp 3 times and then put him through an ambulance stretcher. Then carried his ass out to the ambulance, chucked him in it, and slammed the door shut for the win.
I've got to say, honestly, this was probably my favourite match.
Yeah.
It had a great package before it, explain what was going on and why we're here.
It had a beginning, a middle, and a great ending.
Yeah. They told a story, and they did some good stuff in this.
Diamond Mine even celebrated a little bit afterwards, and we saw the ambulance pull away, and as the ambulance pulled away, the car with Alba Fire and Mandy Rose returned.
And Julius Creed did this.
Yeah. The kind of comical thing about this, the pre-match thing, though, we saw Roderick Strong in a wheelchair with a medical gown on and a neck brace. I found quite comical, to be fair.
It was funny when you bear in mind that apart from Bobby Fish, every other member of the Undisputed Era is actually currently injured.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny when you look at it that way.
I've heard differently though. I've heard Strong's fit to compete. He's just waiting for his contract to expire.
It's a joke.
Is it?
No, I was making a joke about the fact they're all injured apart from Fish.
Yeah.
And you know why that's funny though, for anyone who doesn't know. Who's the oldest member of the group?
Fish.
Yeah, and he's the one that's actually currently wrestling and isn't injured.
Goes to show he's wise beyond his years.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it?
Mm.
Let's just say, as far as Roderick Strong goes, there is more to it than what you're seeing. Let's just put it that way.
Mm. So, Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire was next, and the ambulance leaving and them arriving kind of started off the match. A little bit of a brawl in the parking lot, and then they came out to the ring. Can I just say, the weirdest thing about this match, this was a straight match. There was no stipulation here whatsoever. On a night of Havoc, where's the stipulation? Like, honestly, I get they had the whole hocus pocus haunted house thing earlier on in the show. This was boring.
Right.
And it was only 5-10 minutes long. Not even 10 minutes.
Okay, my question would be then, what stipulation would you have for this match?
Get him to spin the wheel. Or
and have what?
I don't know. Just have it like I don't want something that's gonna damage Alba Fire. But at the same time, that wheel could have anything on it. So 3-on-1 handicap match. Make it just like completely unfair. And then get Kaylee Ray to have a rematch for the championship or something at a later date. like say we aren't in haunted Halloween or something, or I don't know, turn the tables on Mandy Rose, have a lumberjill match or something like that, or something innovative, something interesting. This was boring, and it wasn't even 10 minutes long, and the same thing that's happened every single time Mandy Rose has defended her title. Well, not every single time, but nearly every single time. Toxic Attraction intervened, knocked out the ref. Mandy hit her finisher. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring. I'm bored of this title reign.
Yeah. Unlike a lot of people, though, I was bored of it when she won it, and that's not her fault.
No.
It's the bad job of booking and presentation they've given her, which is not down to her. You're not in control of that as a WWE wrestler.
No. What followed though wasn't exactly better because we got a Stark and Lions segment and with Idris and about Malik talking about how they were going to win their first championships on Tuesday. Just so yeah, I don't think anybody's winning titles on Tuesday. But what followed that was a Braun and Dragunov and Devlin promo package, which basically told us how the match came around, but we already knew that. But I guess this was for first-time viewers as well. The main event match itself, way too long. Way too long. It was 27 minutes.
Yeah. This being a title match for the Men's NXT title, it's a triple threat match. This again had a stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And do I agree with you? It was too long. Yeah. What you do here is take 7 minutes off of this match and give it to the match before.
And add a stipulation.
Yeah.
This was just chaos. The stupid thing about this was there was so many finishes on it. There was like 5 torpedo Moscows. There wasn't a single Devlin inside though. But there was spears and there was Frankensteiner into a power bomb, which was it was crazy. Really, I'd not seen something like that happen before. It was actually pretty cool.
Now, what did we discuss with Braun Breaker the other week when we were talking about him doing moves?
He needs to quit using the spear, which is what he used to win this match.
Yeah. But he did break out. He broke out the move I suggested, though, didn't he? You just said it.
What, the Frankensteiner off the top rope?
Yeah.
Yeah,
off the top rope ones I think suck. He needs to do the proper one.
Yeah. He didn't do that. He did it off the top rope, and Dragunov caught Devlin and put him in a powerbomb position, and didn't capitalize for some reason.
Yeah. But Breaker doing a powerbomb, I think, is a good idea anyway, because I think he's the kind of wrestler who can do it. But I think, and I'm pretty sure he can do it, he needs to do the regular Frankenstein, not the one at the top rope, because I think it would look more impactful.
I agree.
And yeah, quit with the fucking spear. Too many other wrestlers do it.
Yeah. The one thing I did like about this match was the way that Devlin broke up one of the pins. Dragunov basically had Breaker dead to rights. They'd just hit him with the torpedo Moscow, went for the pin. Devlin was on the outside, and instead of breaking the pin, he grabbed the official's hand before it hit the mat with a massive Cheshire Cat smile on his face. Yep. And then he kind of looked into Dragunov's eyes and realized he just fucked up.
But here's the thing about that. It's a unique way to stop a pinfall. And also, Exactly, and it also means there's a good chance following on from this match, you're going to get a rivalry between him and Dragunov.
which has already been started in his days in NXT UK.
Yeah, so there's a history there too.
Mm-hmm.
But as Aaron already alluded to, Breakker won this match.
And to be honest,
I figured he would.
I figured he would, but I didn't want him to.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I'm assuming we both wanted the same person to win.
Who did you want?
Dragunov.
I would have been happy either way.
I can understand that one. I'm not a particularly big Devlin fan though.
See, I am, but I'm not. I hate to like, but like to hate him.
Well, that's what I mean. I think you can do more with Dragunov as the champion. That's my thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I'm with Dragunov. I don't have an issue with Devlin. I like Devlin, but I do think Dragunov would be better as the champion.
The only problem with Devlin winning is where do you go from there?
Right.
Or like, yeah, it's the same with Dragunov, to be honest, and it's the same with Breakker. We've really got nothing in the works right now. Sure, he's had that standoff moment with Apollo Crews like a few months back, but he just beat Waller in a casket match. Is he really going to go for the title now? Or are we going to have the Tyler Bate versus Bron Breakker 2?
I think you'll get Apollo now.
Sorry?
I think you'll get Apollo now.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I'm thinking Bates going to throw his hat in the ring.
I'm not confirming anything or anything like that. It's not. This isn't the case of my notice. I think it will be Apollo Crews, and the reason you do Apollo now is you can have Apollo have a match with him. Apollo can lose, and it won't matter, and it's not going to be a big deal.
So
if you're going to have Bate, I think Bate. If you're going to have Bate come back around again, it'll be for the next premium live event they do, I think.
See, I agree with you, but I say Apollo comes out next Tuesday, and so does Bate, and they fight for number one contendership, and then whoever wins gets a fight in 2 weeks' time. And then following that, the person who lost that match goes into a triple threat against Devlin, Dragunov, and whoever loses against Breakker, and it's a fatal four-way for the number one contendership at the next premium live event.
That's not the worst idea either. That works.
I'd prefer that because it gives more options.
Yeah.
And we've already been told that the next premium live event is in December and is called Deadline. So we've got a month and a half.
Yeah, but that's also why I would just do Apollo Crews now. For that exact reason. But your way works too. I don't have an issue with it. So.
Also, I wouldn't put it past WWE to play the Breakker having to relinquish his title card either. Say he gets injured, relinquishes the title, and then we have a fatal five-way at Deadline between those five competitors. And then after the New Year's edition of Raw, Breakker goes up to main roster.
Not the worst idea or plan, I guess.
I'm just thinking it's going to be less damaging for Breakker relinquishing a title or losing it to somebody who he's already beaten. Because he's beaten practically everyone.
Less damaging would still be losing it to somebody who's like worthwhile. You can also make somebody as you leave, as opposed to if you just relinquish. Which, if you relinquish a belt and then move essentially move up to the main roster. I always think that looks kind of tacky because basically you're just saying, I don't want to help anyone.
Yeah, but you say that, but this is WWE.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly why it is, but at the same time, there are some wrestlers for a fact probably just said, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't look weak. And not being funny, if you can't lose a match to another talented wrestler, right? Then you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And we've already mentioned a couple of people who could easily beat them on the right day. You've got Bate, you've got Dragunov. Both through, wouldn't be a stretch to see them beat him.
No.
And also, it's never a good idea to vacate a title anyway. Because there'll come a point, particularly if you do it too regularly, where people are just going to expect it all the time. Just my opinion. But Breakker retaining that belt, it was the last match of the show. We should probably add, which means you also need to give us your rating for it.
I gave it an 8 because of the last 2 matches being meh. Maybe 7.5 because of the Shotzi segment.
Yeah, basically the last bit of the show brought down the scores while I was telling everyone.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me. I understand that. So there you go. That is pretty much our week in WWE. As it goes. For anyone who's curious about the DX reunion as to why there was no Billy Gunn, I know why.
Okay. Do tell.
AEW were perfectly fine to let him do it.
Mm.
On the condition that WWE mentioned the fact he worked for AEW. Or you could, or even put it into a graphic when his name's shown up on the screen. And
It's reasonable.
You can guess what WWE said, can't you? Hence, there was no Billy Gunn on the show.
Yeah.
So, although he was kind of busy on Friday on Rampage, so you know, helping his new sons.
Just like Old Lang Syne, but the scissoring version. Do you reckon they do that for Old Lang Syne? For old acquaintance.
I'll tell you what, right? You tweet it at them and suggest it.
New Year's, Old Lang Syne scissoring.
Because Americans do celebrate that like we do, so there's a good chance they would actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a AEW special event called New Year's Smash, so
Smash them scissors. If they're still together by that point.
oh, I think they probably will be. But you never know, of course, because Ed Wrestling.
So, what's the
at this
plan
point,
now?
well, at this point, this is generally the point of the show where we start to take the mickey out of Kaylee because she's not here.
I don't know. Last week we had a quiz.
We did, you're right. And you did very well out of that, from what I remember. So, because, Ric Flair, opponents who lost to Ric Flair lost his world titles to, that was one of them.
I cheated to find out the tornado's name.
Yeah, but the thing with that, I say I've kind of taken the Mickey Mouse. You cheated. You kind of knew it anyway. You just couldn't remember exactly how to cite it.
Yeah.
So, which, considering issue, it's not really an issue, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
It's not like breaking the law anyway.
yeah, Aaron Speckle, you say.
Guilty.
So, you have to make certain allowances. Have you been vaping?
Huh?
Have you been vaping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much. You have that look on your face like you've been naughty.
No, I thought I heard you fart, or was that your chair?
Me moving on a cushion.
Oh, it sounded like a. Huh?
No, it's a cushion against wooden chair.
All right.
So if I fight on the stream, I'd tell you because I don't give a shit. Because people naturally do shit. It's a thing. So basically, let's just say that you're not supposed to do on these streams. Then I don't really care. And there's the sound of the beam flicker.
Yeah. So
In its natural habitat in the wild, the beam flicker.
Didn't you have like a couple more quiz questions for me this week? You said you was gonna like look into another 16 world title holder.
Oh, Cena! Yes, that's who it was. I did have something. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can find the list for Cena, because that's who it was.
I haven't looked into this. I just remembered you thinking, so I've been racking my brain most of the week trying to think of people.
I was trying to find a definitive list to make my life easier so I don't have to go through it manually.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, good. Right, found the list.
That didn't take long.
Right. No, it's actually quite easy to do once you do it, right? So, 16 world titles for John Cena, right?
I'm guessing.
So, who did he beat for them?
Well, I probably guess that there's quite a couple of repeats on there. Most recent, probably AJ Styles.
You're quite right about the repeats. And yes. Is that the beam flicking finger?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, been there, done that, right?
Got the t-shirt.
You're wearing a hoodie.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
that's one.
The opposite end of the poll. Kurt Angle?
Wait, what's the question?
No.
No.
What's the question?
No.
People who Cena's lost world titles to.
Beaten for world titles.
Beaten for world titles.
Oh, beaten for world titles.
Beaten, yes.
Oh.
Undertaker.
Well, Kurt Angle took the title of Cena.
That's why he's not on this list.
Undertaker.
Okay, yeah, Undertaker, even though I know it's wrong.
You're exactly right, it's wrong.
Rob Van Dam.
No. He beat Cena for it, but Cena hasn't beaten him for it.
Okay, Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Nope.
Oh,
Shawn Michaels.
Nope.
Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Big Show.
Big Show. That was my next guess. Yeah.
Didn't he like F5 him or something?
Yeah. It was the FU back then, I think.
F5 is Lesnar's move anyway.
Oh, he got him on his shoulders. He done something.
That sounds like that. Actually, I'm not going to elaborate
He
on
did the same thing to
Um,
me if he wanted to.
that. No, not for Big Show. No.
Randy Orton?
Yeah, Randy Orton. I've already said that.
Um, you didn't mention it in the guesses, but she's exactly right. Randy Orton.
Triple H.
We've done Triple H.
So Edge.
Stone Cold.
No.
You never know.
Jeff Hardy.
No to Jeff Hardy. And we do for Stone Cold because Stone Cold was retired by the time Cena started wrestling.
Oh, I didn't think he was.
Austin retired in 2003. Cena didn't debut until a couple of years afterwards.
Oh,
2006, I think. Memory serves me correct.
no.
Yeah. It's 2006, by the way.
Oh, fucking hell. I was
Day
10.
debuted.
Eddie Guerrero.
Wasn't he dead before then?
Eddie died that year.
Oh.
And no.
The Great Khali.
Actually, yeah, that's actually a good guess. The Great Khali.
It is an incredibly good guess, but no.
He was a fucking beast of a man.
But I mean, she's not. It's not the worst guess, honestly.
Mark Henry.
They fought each other, but I don't think he took the title. I don't think he won the title off of him.
He did not. No, but that's not the worst guess either.
Christian?
No.
Batista. I know
There
that
we
one.
go. Yeah. Right. There's lots of doubles here, by the way. So you're looking for at least 3 distinctive wrestlers
Or 3 more.
that you haven't mentioned yet. Yeah, because a lot of these are doubles.
Booker T.
It's not a bad guess. Booker T.
It's not the worst guess at all, but no.
No, Goldust has never been a world champion.
Not in WWE, no.
No.
Did you say The Rock?
The Rock, yeah.
Yeah, well done.
CM Punk.
No.
The Miz.
Yeah, The Miz.
She's exactly right, The Miz.
I'm good at this.
So
You've got-
at least more.
There is one more unique answer.
Dolph Ziggler.
Actually, sorry, there is 2 unique answers. I forgot.
That's actually not a bad guess, but I don't think so. Daniel Bryan.
No.
Dolph Ziggler.
No, but they are both pretty good guesses, honestly. Honestly, one of these is really obvious and the other one might take a bit more working
I'm
out.
struggling to think of more wrestlers. Kane.
I already said Kane.
Oh.
Yeah, that's still not a bad shout, though, because she may not have heard that original thing.
Is it in the right era,
Oh.
though?
Sorry, there's actually 3. I missed another one.
Now or then? Not but now.
JBL.
There you go. That's one. So 2 left.
JBL.
Yeah, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Oh.
Okay. I'll give you a bit of a clue here. Both of them are still actually active wrestlers.
What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of his name. Finn Balor.
No, he didn't fight Finn Balor for a title. He's never,
Oh.
He
he's
hasn't,
never
no.
fought Finn Balor, actually. That'd be an interesting match to see.
He has fought Finn Balor.
What?
It was a Raw. He had a match with him on.
Oh, it's probably a shit match then.
No,
What?
I just don't really remember it. I enjoyed it, obviously, because it was Cena and Balor. But
They did have a match, yeah, but I think they've only had one.
So thinking more recent.
if you're thinking more recent, I'm not going to get them.
Not very recent, because his last championship win was against AJ Styles, and that was in Money in the Bank 2016.
John Morrison,
No, he's never won a world title.
Drew McIntyre.
No. He hadn't
Yeah.
won a world title until 2019.
Yeah, so no both, but Morrison's at least a good guess because it's the right kind of time period you'd be looking at.
What, they're still active? Shelton Benjamin?
Nope.
He's never won a world title anyway.
One of them's really obvious, and the other one's going to take a bit more thinking, I reckon.
I only come out to have a fucking cigarette and now I'm hooked.
Really obvious.
Oh yeah,
We said Randy Orton, we said Triple H, we said Batista,
mm-hmm.
we said Undertaker, we said Kane. Neither of them are on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle?
You already said
I already
Kurt.
said
Check
that.
out Angle.
Active roster.
No, I said they're still active wrestlers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I was very specific about the wording.
Well, it wouldn't be Billy Gunn, because... No.
Because he's an ass man?
Because he's
You
never
said
won a
Jeff
world
Hardy.
title. I did say Jeff Hardy, but I don't think he won.
Not against Cena, no.
Matt Hardy?
No.
Does he still wrestle?
They're both still active, although Jeff is a bit preoccupied right now.
Cody Rhodes.
No.
He's a
Because
cop.
hasn't been a WWE World Champion.
No surprising.
Not Ted DiBiase either. He wasn't either.
No, very famously not.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus.
Yeah.
Weirdly, no. No.
Sheamus won a world title from him because I
Correct.
think he broke Cena's face off, if I remember correctly. Seth Rollins.
Not on the list.
Dean Ambrose.
No.
Fucking.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Not
fuck's
on the
sake.
list. Ooh, my mistake. Yeah, I've actually, because some of these are multi-matches, so I've managed to account for that as well. So there's actually 3 answers left, not 2.
Just getting more and more.
No, this is the last one because that
Yes.
one I overlooked.
None of them wear a mask, do they?
Not when they were beaten by Cena. And
So
all
they
three
wear-
are active wrestlers.
Have any of them done films?
Yes.
I don't know if that helps you. It doesn't fucking help me. I just want to try and narrow it down a bit.
Wade Barrett never won a title.
Correct. He didn't.
Have you said Orton? I said Orton.
Yeah.
You both said Orton, yeah.
And he hasn't even fucking wrestled anymore.
No, he does. He's just on a break right now.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, you go. Told you one was obvious.
I thought you would have said that.
No. Hit my head because he's
Genuinely,
not
I
WWE
didn't
anymore.
say him because I thought you would have said him.
No, because he's not WWE anymore. He kind of went over my head.
And when you said Christian, I was like, yeah, he's gonna take these. He would have said Chris Jericho.
I didn't make the link.
Why'd you? Yeah, that's because there's a reason I said active wrestlers.
Are the other two AEW guys as well?
No,
New Japan,
no,
Ring of Honor.
no,
NXT.
no.
Oh.
One of these you should probably get. The other one I think is going to be harder.
William Regal,
No, that's a good shout.
Santino Morella. I'm joking.
I love the idea of him being a world champion, but no.
R-Truth.
You sir.
Oh, that would be great, but no.
Kofi Kingston. Does he wrestle anymore?
Yeah, he does, but he wasn't a world champion until 2018. I think it was 2018, possibly 2018, wasn't it? Kofi Mania?
You're correct, yeah. Actually, yeah, looking at this, yeah, you're looking for just one person, sorry. Nah, you've got one left.
So they're not WWE, but they still actively wrestle.
They're still an active wrestler.
We said Triple H.
Nationality?
That will give it away if I tell you that.
Try me.
Mexican.
Wait, I've already said Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. It's not him. You may give yourself a bit of a kick when you find out who it is.
I'm stonewalling. Psycho Sid?
Is he Mexican?
Super Crazy?
No, at least he's Mexican.
You can't at the minute.
Eddie Guerrero?
No, but that's a good guess.
I can't think of any other Mexican wrestlers. Not.
Any ideas?
I mean, Jushin Thunder Liger was Japanese,
Correct.
and he wasn't in WWE, really.
He had that one-off match. That's it.
Yeah.
This person had a lengthy run in WWE as well. It wasn't just like a quick thing.
I can picture someone, but I don't know their fucking name, and I don't remember what. But I can just
I'm
see.
I'm thinking Umaga, but that's really out there. That's not.
Also not Mexican.
Yeah. Sin Cara?
Better guess, but no.
El Tolito.
I want to know who it is now because I can picture it. Come on, Mr. Wrestler person.
He doesn't want me to tell him because he knows he's probably going to kick himself.
I know, but he wants to hurry up because I want to know who it is so I can go for a pig and fag.
So you used to hang with Mysterio?
No.
Guerrero?
No.
So it's not Chavo Guerrero then?
No.
Don't worry, I'm not going to find out who it is and tell you. I'm just going to find out myself because I am screwing here.
No, wait for the answer. Trust me, it'll be better.
Andrade? No.
No, but that's a better guess.
No, I can't. I don't know.
He beat him for 2 separate world titles as well, and it weren't even the same belt.
I'm so sorry, but I've just found one that I think would be hilarious if he didn't actually figure it out.
He beat him for the WWE Championship and for the World Heavyweight Championship.
What year?
2011 and 2013.
Did he have a catchphrase?
Not really a catchphrase, but he was known for certain things.
Close your eyes.
What was he known for? What was he known for?
Yeah, that one.
Don't look at the TV. You're good. You are actually going to kick yourself. Because I could picture that motherfucker and the things that he done.
And that's a pretty good description too.
Carlito.
No.
That's very inappropriate considering it is.
You say it. Primo.
No.
Epico.
No.
No.
When he finds out, please let me tell him.
Sure.
Just give up.
He doesn't like to give up.
Oh, I know.
Okay, name his finisher.
No.
Why
'Cause
not?
It will give it away.
Okay, name one of his well-known moves.
That'll also give it away.
He is a very, very easy wrestler to guess.
You know who he fucking is now.
I just couldn't picture his fucking name.
The thing
but I know
is,
what it was.
once you know who it is, you'll understand.
This is going to be our first argument. You watch.
Alberto Del Rio.
Do you see what I mean?
I thought along the lines of JBL, and then I remember him hearing saying Mexico's greatest export, and I was like,
When you said Andrade, I thought you might get there because obviously it's a similar sort of gimmick.
yeah. It wasn't really memorable him beating Cena though, because it was a Money in the Bank
Cena
cash
beat
in.
him.
No, Cena beat him twice.
Oh yeah.
That's why it wasn't memorable, because...
I was getting confused because I was thinking people who Cena
Right, I'm going for a fag. I'll be back.
who beat Cena for the belt.
Yeah. Obviously, he had a lengthy run there. He won the Rumble as well, the big 40-man one. So he was quite well known. Obviously, when Cody mentioned about obviously the shit he's done, obviously you know what that is.
Well, I didn't like him really much when he was in WWE, so his matches for me weren't that memorable.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. But yeah, she's referring to the stuff that's occurred since he's been out of the ring. And she said about the shit he's done. And for those who do not know, look it up. I'm not telling you.
Isn't that to do with a certain ex of his?
Exes, plural.
Uh-huh.
So,
one that's actually pretty well known.
Yep. There was also another instance, but he was found innocent of that with somebody else. Because he was in court for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Your face trying to work it out is so fun.
Do you want to do another one? Somebody else?
Got to think of a person to do it for, like, 'cause it's got to be like quite a few title reigns.
Triple H, Randy Orton. They've had 13 each.
They have. Let's see.
I hope that Randy Orton's got another one in him, to be fair. And Kaylee will be interested in this one, actually.
What one? Hang on, give me a second.
I'm just trying to find like a list like I did before because it does make it easier.
Don't make it easy.
No, for me.
He doesn't know off the top of his head. He's
I'm gonna
Googling.
have some Coke.
Well, I do know off the top of my head. I just don't want to have to actually do it that way.
She means shop bought Coca-Cola. Just saying for people on stream. We do not do drugs in this household.
Love is a drug. So do you want to rephrase that?
It's not really a drug.
Love is a drug.
It's a chemical imbalance.
And what's a drug if it's not a chemical?
It's dopamine and a couple of other things as well. That's a mixture compound to create a unique chemical imbalance within the brain, which means you want
Did you
to
know
laugh.
cheese gives you the same effect as cocaine?
What does?
Cheese. It gives you the same sort of serotonin that cocaine does.
Oh, that's gassy.
Are you sure it's serotonin you mean?
Or dopamine or something.
Because serotonin is to do with sleep.
No, that's No, that's
No, that's the other one.
It's like it brings on happiness and joy in that the same way that Coke does.
No, serotonin, you're thinking.
That's what I said, serotonin.
Serotonin is to do with sleep as well. I think you mean endorphin.
That's the one. I never claimed to be smart.
Well, I could say something like that, but I don't want to be offensive.
You can't be pretty and smart, is what I've always been told.
So which one are you?
Oh, fuck. That's why everybody said I was really clever.
Wow.
I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying a word.
Say it. I don't care.
Peter's very much a professional.
Mm-hmm. A professional what is the question though?
I could say something.
Photographer, hopefully.
Oh, that I definitely am. But I'm professional at other stuff too.
I don't. Wait.
Hey, you're getting married. Stop it.
Do you want to give Aaron some pointers? I'm sorry, I love you.
Does he need pointers? Really? Okay.
Definitely not.
Well, there you go then. So why are you asking me to give him pointers? That's a bit weird.
Because I quite like being a bitch.
So does Aaron.
No, he feels up a bitch. There's a difference.
Wow. What's really weird is it's a lot harder to find a list for. Oh, here we go. I've actually found the list now. Yeah, Triple H.
Oh, you found a list of Triple H.
Uh-huh.
Is this dating back to WCW?
He never won a world title in WCW.
WWF?
Yeah, spoiler alert, they're all WWF or WWE.
Steve Austin.
No.
Undertaker.
Pretty sure.
Kane.
Give him a minute.
Heartbreaking. I don't fucking know.
I can name three. Straight off the bat.
That would be no to Kane, by the way.
Ric Flair.
Yeah.
No to Flair.
No.
So no to Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Second, but he fought him.
Randy Orton.
Yes, of course.
Brock Lesnar was his most recent title win. Hey,
World
Kara,
title
thank you
win.
for the raid. Yeah.
You think that was his most recent world title win?
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't because Roman Reigns at
I
the
was
Rumble.
going to say, yeah.
We've also got John Cena, obviously. The Rock.
Yeah.
Rey
John Cena.
Mysterio.
No to Ray.
Batista.
Yeah.
No to Dave.
Mm.
Eddie Guerrero.
No to Eddie.
Alberto Del Rio.
No.
No.
Rob Van Dam.
No.
Gold Dust.
No.
I'd say Goldberg, but that's just hilarious.
Oh, what did Goldberg never get a world title?
No, Goldberg got a world title, but he never was beaten. And then
Sure
he got
about
out. Well, no, yeah, because Goldberg.
Yeah.
He beat Goldberg for a world title.
Yeah. Goldberg's first run.
He put it to an end.
That wasn't the end. That was he beat him. Goldberg won the world title from Triple H and then lost it back to him a few months later.
I remember that.
I don't.
I do.
Pardon me.
That was when I had a thing for Triple H.
It's basically that's peak Arena Terror.
So, how many we got left? Because I've named 6.
Well, unlike a lot of people,
There's
a lot
not
of these aren't doubles. So you have to get, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
He never beat the Undertaker for a world title.
4.
He never beat Kane for a world title either. Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever fought Matt Hardy. Not like one-on-one.
I'm still going to say
Okay.
Shawn Michaels.
You got 4.
What 4 have I got then?
No, you got 4 to get.
Oh, so which ones have I guessed?
That's not my job to remember. That's yours.
If you're saying I've got 4, then 4 left to guess, and you must know what ones I've already guessed.
Yeah, but it's not my job to remember them. It's yours.
I said Goldberg, said John Cena, said Randy Orton.
I'll give you a hint. 3 of them are very well-known people, and one of them's kind of a trick.
Vince McMahon.
No, but that's not the worst guess either.
Prick. William Regal.
No.
No,
CM Punk?
no.
Dolph Ziggler.
No.
Right, I'm going to give you one of these because I don't think you'll ever guess it. Right, and it's the weird one. Right,
Super Crazy?
one of his world title reigns was he was given the belt.
Oh.
The brand
Big
split.
Show.
I did the brand split.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first brand split.
Yeah.
Bischoff gave him a world title belt because the belt was on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was when they still had a unified title.
Mm-hmm. Because it was held by Brock Lesnar.
Not the unified one, not then.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah. No, this is back when you still had Hogan and Undertaker and all that fighting for it.
Oh, right. Okay. Big Show.
Yep.
Mark Henry.
Nope.
Who
You
was
got
that man
2
that
to
ate the worms?
Boogeyman.
go.
No.
You got You got 2 to go. One of which is also his first world title win.
Booker T.
No,
Kurt Angle.
no.
Shawn Michaels.
No.
Did you not say Shawn Michaels already?
Yeah, but you didn't answer me.
No, I meant Aaron. Sorry.
No, I hadn't, because I didn't think he had beat Shawn Michaels for a world title.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you'd already said it. In which case, he's actually on the list. So yeah, so you still have 2 to go, but he's actually on there.
You all about the Undertaker, Kira?
There's still 2 to go, and they're both really obvious as well.
Edge.
I guarantee you will kick yourself. And no,
Christian.
no,
JBL.
no.
What the fuck? What era are we talking? Are we talking Attitude Era?
One of them is. And the other one is Ruthless Aggression.
You said Batista was a no.
No, because Batista beat him, he never beat Batista.
The Rock.
You did The Rock already, anyway.
Mm. Sheamus.
No. Sheamus wasn't around until later.
Mm.
One of these guys is still active, and one of them's retired.
Dusty Rhodes.
No,
Umaga.
no,
Bobby Lashley.
no.
Mick Foley. Is it Mick Foley?
Mick Foley. Yeah, that's a good guess.
I'll give you that. Mankind.
Mankind.
First world title
He's the
win.
one that kept going in different fucking people, weren't he? Like
Yeah,
dressing up
Dude Love.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Yeah, it was.
Jack.
He was Mankind when it happened. Yeah, but that was his first world title win.
Ah,
But there's one left who's really obvious.
He's retired.
so why is it I get
Yeah.
the non-obvious
so,
one?
so, this
Really
really
close.
obvious one.
Is
So
he
it's really
active?
obvious. Yes,
AJ Styles, I've already said.
in 2002, which is when this was, by the way. AJ was on Independence back then.
Kurt Angle.
No.
The Miz.
No.
About 2002.
Yeah, he was.
Would it help you if I told you that Triple H was actually a babyface at the time?
To be honest, no.
Okay, because he was.
What's his nationality?
I can't tell you that.
Fit Finlay.
No. Bear in mind,
Did you say Rey Mysterio?
they have to have been a world champion, right?
Oh no.
Have you already said
Rey's
Rey
never-
Mysterio?
Ray's
Right.
never been a heel anyway.
Yeah.
It's one of those rare instances where
Eddie
Triple H was a
Guerrero.
babyface. No, but that's a better guess. Considering who the answer actually is, it actually is quite a good guess.
Snitsky?
No.
Who's Eddie? Someone done Eddie. Oh fuck. Who's related to Eddie Guerrero?
Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo's also not an active wrestler anymore. Remember, this person's still active.
Edge.
No, that's a better guess.
Chris Jericho.
Yay!
Why do you always forget Jericho?
Because he's not WWE anymore. And to be honest, out of everything that he's done, his title reigns in WWE haven't exactly been the
Right.
best.
Do you know when this happened? I'm going to tell you so you'll understand why most people probably wouldn't remember this. This was the match that followed The Rock Hogan at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why most people don't remember this match.
Mhm.
Would you like me to find you another one?
Yeah, go on then. I got one for you. The Dudley
What?
Boys tag team match. Dudley Boys tag team title wins.
Who the fuck are the Dudley Boys?
See my response to that?
Yeah.
I am not naming 30 different tag team title changes. You can screw off on that one.
I was talking WWE, WWF.
Well, that's bad enough anyway. That's like
Who the
still
fuck
about
is Dudley
7 or
Boys?
8.
No, it's 10.
Who are the Dudley Boys?
Alright, I'm gonna go file for divorce in the toilet.
Oh dear. They were a tag team back in the Attitude Era. Basically,
What the fuck's the Attitude Era? I don't know. Just give me years.
it's a wrestling time period between 96 and 2002.
Okay. Right, so now I'm caring. What are we doing?
It's when you had like Steve Austin and all that lot going.
I'm Heartbreak Kid and
Exactly. It was that sort of time period. So I was just letting Kelly know their main period of things. So I thought that would be more helpful.
right, because I'm about to Google them on Aaron's laptop.
Yeah, have a look up.
Don't do it on that, I'll crash my system.
I won't do it on that then. Do it on your phone. Sit on my lap.
No.
Tell Santa what you want for Christmas this year.
Okay, Aaron, I've got another one for you.
Ow. Okay.
Randy Orton.
I said that one already.
Yeah, but okay, Randy Orton. People beat for titles.
Undertaker.
Nope.
Ric Flair.
Nope.
John Cena.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious.
Of course, John Cena. Yes.
Batista.
No.
Roman Reigns.
No.
Yeah, he cashed in. Yeah, he cashed in Money in the Bank contract on him. No, Daniel Bryan. Sorry.
There you go. I was going to say it on Roman Reigns. Are you sure about that?
Miz.
Yep.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan.
Miz.
No, not the Miz. Miz beat him. Cash in.
Twice. He beat him in the cash in and he beat him in the defense, the SummerSlam afterwards.
AJ Styles.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Drew McIntyre.
No. Yes.
I was going to say, you may want to listen to your other half on that one. Yeah. Drew.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose.
No.
No to Dean Ambrose.
Seth Rollins.
No to Seth. According to this. There's very obvious one you haven't said.
Edge.
No.
Christian.
Are you going to take that as an answer?
Yeah, go on then.
You should, because it's on here.
Mr. Kennedy.
No. You have...
Great Khali.
No.
1, 2...
Fat ass. Wow.
3... Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you have 3 unique answers to get.
Unique answers.
I'm trying to think. What?
Because
Like,
there's a few doubles in here as well.
Rey Mysterio.
Nope, but that's not the worst guess.
Sheamus.
Yep.
Just to make it funny again, because I can't believe you still didn't get him. Alberto Del Rio.
It's not the worst guess, but no.
No.
Okay, there's a couple of world title reigns here, just to make you aware of that, where he was given the belt. It wasn't won.
Yeah.
So
Chris
you don't have to
Jericho.
worry about that. No. You my man, have.
Mark Henry?
I believe you only have 2 to get, and no to Mark Henry.
Big Show.
No to Big Show. I'll give you a hint. One of these is very controversial. Not the match because of who it is.
Brock Lesnar?
No.
No.
I thought I would know a few Randy Orton. Clearly not. Finn Balor? Or did Balor
No. No Balor. Ortons aren't as easy as people think they are. That's the thing, because a lot of these are multiples on there, some weird ones. But there's literally 2 left.
Regal?
And I would have thought he'd have said one of these, unless I missed it. But one of these he definitely hasn't said.
Shawn Michaels.
No, but not the worst guess.
Ric Flair.
What you said, Flair?
No. Yep, first already been mentioned.
Steve Austin?
No.
Nope.
Eddie Guerrero.
Nope.
Kurt Angle?
Nope. Okay, I'm going to give this one away because I think you may have said it earlier and I just may have missed it. Did you say Triple H?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got 1 to get then. I just didn't remember you saying it. So you have 1 to get. And this one's very controversial. And that's a big clue me telling you that.
What way?
In pretty much every way.
Vince McMahon.
Not like that, though.
Was it a female?
No.
I mean, he did RKO 9 at Jax.
Yeah, but this is controversial. That's not related to actually wrestling.
Miz?
No. First, this person is actually known outside of wrestling because of this. Not the title thing, but what happened.
Bret Hart.
No.
Is it
But
fucking Stephanie McMahon's brother?
That's a better guess, though.
What, Shane McMahon?
No. The previous guess you made, it's better.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
Oh, God, no.
I'm trying to think of his first title runs.
This was.
Umaga.
If it helps, this was 2004.
So literally not long after he started then.
His first title win. Yeah, that's pretty early on in his title win, yeah.
A-Train?
In fact, it's his. Because you've got both titles, you see. You've got the WWE one, you've got the World Heavyweight title one. This is a World Heavyweight title win.
World. So it's going to be
Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it now?
Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, a lot of these are basically stuff where it's a case of people have vacated. There's been injury stuff like that, and then there's a couple of them, and there's quite a few doubles in here as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can do. This one. I'll see if I can find a list for this one, and I'll tell you who it is.
I'm gonna go watch another episode of Grays.
Oh, don't do Charlotte Flair.
No, it ain't gonna be Charlotte Flair. It's Seth Rollins.
Who?
Who?
Seth Rollins.
Oh.
How many championships has he had?
I'm just trying to find an actual proper list so I can do it properly.
Have I got any chocolate here?
There's some in the fridge.
There is. Forgot about them. I got these fucking. Was that Francis and Danny's?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do his because I can't find a proper list for him. Which is a bit bizarre, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just trying to find you people who you might have at least a chance of getting, otherwise it's not really fair, is it?
What about Chris Jericho's Intercontinental Championships?
That's actually an interesting idea. Let's see if we can find that.
I had it on YouTube, but I watched it. I know, and doing a running hit marathon in itself, because I'm not good at doing. And I also like George guys and see it's very bad in family.
See, it's finding the list where it says who he beat is what I'm looking for. That's the issue with some of these lists. I actually have a really fun idea.
Okay.
Right? And I'm going to see if you can do this. Right? This is a bit of fun, so don't worry too much if you don't get this. I want you to tell me how many titles Chris Jericho has won in his career, and also name the title when you say it.
Intercontinental Championship. 9 times.
Yep.
I think he's a 4-time WWE champion.
You would be wrong, by the way.
Or 6.
Nope.
No? How many times has he won that then?
WWE?
Yeah.
1.
Oh, 1. But it's the World Heavyweight Champion. He's done 3 times.
Nope.
No? How many times has he
No.
won WWE Championship then?
WWE Championship is 1.
Oh.
Right.
3-time United States champion?
So the World Heavyweight Championship would be what?
None.
That's wrong.
4. One. He's only won one with each. Oh, 5.
There you go. Right, so that's your 6, right? That's where you're getting your 6 from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3-time United States champion.
No,
1,
no,
2.
yeah.
No, he is a Grand Slam champion. I knew that. He's won the tag titles with multiple partners. So if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say 5-time tag team champion.
You'd actually be wrong.
No,
No,
less or more.
less.
3 then.
Yeah, it's with multiple partners, though. You're exactly right.
Yeah, because you had Jerry Show. You had him and Edge, I think,
Yes,
and then him and Christian, possibly.
yes.
Those were the 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. There is another one, by the way, when it comes to WWE belts.
Hardcore champion.
There you go.
Then Ring of Honor champion.
It's not listed here, but I'll accept it because I know it's correct. So
IWGP champion.
no,
No.
no,
AAA.
nope,
TNA.
nope. You are missing a couple of really obvious ones, by the way. One that's very obvious, and one which, if you watch that,
AEW champion.
sorry, which one?
AEW.
Yeah, there you go.
The inaugural champion.
Yeah. There's 2 very obvious ones if you were watching back when he was younger.
No, I wasn't. I'd say
Do you know
probably
what-
like Indies wrestling champion of some sort.
No. Wrestling company. Actually, an actual proper wrestling company. Do you know where he was before WWE?
No.
Because it's that company.
WCW.
There you go.
If I had to hazard a guess, 2-time champion.
No. Technically, his actually counts as that. The World Heavyweight title thing counts as one of those is a WCW World Heavyweight title. Because it was when it was a WWE belt. These particular ones when it was actually WCW.
Fair enough.
So, if you don't get these, I wouldn't be that surprised because I think it's one of the things you have to have probably watched at the time.
He's never been the pure wrestling champion.
Correct. He's only won one Ring of Honor title. You've already mentioned it. I'll give you that.
He's only ever won one AEW title as well.
Correct. There is an IWGP title he's held, which you have not mentioned.
Welterweight championship?
No.
No. I don't really know IWGP, to be honest. So
It's also a belt that's not active anymore, which makes that harder. But weirdly enough, the belt has the same name as a belt that's active in another company, which you would have heard of.
Cruiserweight championship?
That's one of the WCW ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Any idea how many?
If I had to hazard a guess, 3-time? Once?
No,
figures.
when I do that, I don't mean one.
5.
There you go. There is another WCW belt to go, an IWGP belt to go, and there's also an ECW belt. I'm not going to try and make you do the independent ones because that's ridiculous.
The Extreme Champion?
No,
Hardcore Champion?
no. All ECW matches were hardcore, by the way.
Deathmatch Champion?
No. What? How do I put this? The WCW belt and the ECW belt that he won both have the same name, but just for different companies.
Featherweight Champion?
No. It's something very fundamental to wrestling as to how people can actually enjoy it.
Sports Entertainment Champion?
If you're not there, how do you see wrestling?
The Live Champion?
No, if you're not there in person, how do you see it?
Oh, the Television Champion.
There you go. Yeah, the others are all like independent companies, so you wouldn't know those. So I'm not going to ask you to do that because that's silly.
What was the IWGP one?
Intercontinental.
Oh.
So he's actually technically a 10-time Intercontinental champion. Just one of them is not WWE as well.
Yeah.
That belt got retired when it got unified with the IWGP World Heavyweight title, which happened at the beginning of the year.
Figures.
Yeah, some fun stuff happened. So
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye to the Twitch viewers because
yeah, I was gonna say at this point you may want to let them go. They might have enjoyed the fun wrestling quiz, but I think too much of a good thing and all that. So goodbye to the Twitchies. Are they gone yet?
Yep.
All right. Oh dear. So just the YouTubers left here, guys. So there we go. So that was Aaron's wrestling quiz. I will think of another one for the next time he's here, which probably won't be next weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because what will happen if he's not here, it'll be because he's doing a Halloween stream, in which case keep an eye on his Twitch, keep an eye on his socials, because you'll see him mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you, Aaron?
I will.
Because it would help if people know these things.
It would, yes.
Particularly in advance. So who else is doing this? Is it just you doing the stream, or is it with other people, Aaron? Let everybody know.
It's me, two other streamers that people might know if they're used to my channel. It's going to be Peanut and T3262, and also going to be a friend of mine, Dean, because he's kind of like an Easter egg nut.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah, we're hoping to complete as many Easter eggs as we can in a single stream. And me, Dean, me, T, and Peanut are all going to be in fancy dress as well.
Oh, so yeah, Aaron's going to dress up as Alberto Del Rio.
Well, I'm going to be actually cosplaying. So I'm not going to be. I'm not only going to be dressed up.
That was just for the benefit of our wrestling fans watching. I mean, I didn't think you'd dress like Alberto Del Rio for 1 minute.
No, not many people have actually guessed what I'm dressing up as. So it's going to be a little bit of a surprise for some people.
Especially for Kaylee.
Yeah, I've got to borrow Kaylee's eyeshadow for the night.
Yeah, and it's not for what you think, people. Cool. So obviously you're going to let everyone know when that will be, so it'll be fun. And then Aaron will either be here next weekend or he will not. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yep.
So you can help Aaron's charity. The link's in the description down below here. All you guys on YouTube, because you're the only ones here left here now, because the Twitches have all gone off to Betty Buys or wherever it is. So there's that. So in which case, we will say goodbye to the YouTubers now and wish them on their merry way. So good night, YouTube, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.